So first off, electric lights, double pink. You can see there, they're pretty well done blooming, but they're starting to flush now. It's starting to come out. They're looking really nice. So, oh, you got some buds there. Okay, there's still buds on them. Sorry. But there's some flowers that are pushed out at the base, but there's still buds on the top. So we still got a little bit of time left on this one, but you know, after a couple of days this weekend, I don't know. They'll be out in bloom next week, but every day it gets less and less likely that we'll be able to, customer will be able to have that blooming on their lot. So this is one we definitely need to push to get it out. I know you got some bookings on this one, plus we got 200 available. Buxus Green Mountain cylinder. So we just put these on. We trimmed them earlier this year. They're just coming out of that. So that's where they are. You can't call them really 24s. So we're calling them 18s. They're trimmed as cylinders and we put 500 of them on. We'll also have some Cranberry Creeks that'll be coming on in a little bit. We did some of those as well. And then, you know, we'll keep trimming these and keep pushing these on. So if you had anybody that was looking for these, you know, forward this to them. Obviously, they haven't had a lot of time to flush out. They greened up a little bit and pushed a little, but we're probably a couple weeks away from them really having a lot of new growth on them. But you can see there we're at spec and they're set up for hedges. So let's see if that helps. Juniper Blue Point. We got some 3 gallons out there. Crops looking real good, and you can. Those are fives. Sorry. So we'll get that fixed. We got to get that code changed. So we got a 36-inch 5 gallon out there. Do we have 3s available?
There is a handful.
Yeah, I thought there's still some 3s available, but yeah, that's a photo of the 5s. So you can see there we're right at that 36-inch mark. So we got those available. So sure, we'll get that updated.
Yep.
Cornus Bailey. You can see here, this is really the only dogwood we have right now that's in the kind of shrubby dogwood category. We do have the Arctic Fire Yellow, which would be yellow, but Cornus Bailey is a green leaf though. It's not a variegated leaf. You can see there it's in the middle of its bloom. And you know, continue to grow, but great sizing. Stems look real good. We didn't have any dieback in the stems over the winter. You know, this is definitely one for the landscape market, and it's been sought after. We've been light on this one over the past couple of years, but we have them available. So see if that helps with going to the re-wholesalers and landscapers. Physocarpa ginger wine. So these are looking really nice. You know, we got some Physocarpa available, but you know, we got these ginger wines. We got other crops coming on. If we're out of something, we should be back in them here in about another 3 weeks. But I think we got just about every kind of color or size you'd be looking for. So you just might have to do a little bit of subbing around, but we got some great looking Physocarpa out there. Great time to get it out and really get you that extended season of color. Picea Little Gem. So this one we've been out of. We started getting flush. You can see there, don't oversell it. It's just to the size of the can, but that's typical for this thing. It's, you know, Little Gem is dwarf, spreader spruce. I don't even know if you could say it spreads. It just kind of, it stays very short, compact, but definitely gets a little wider than it'll ever get tall. So kind of, you know, in that nitiformis kind of category. But this has been sought after. I know a lot of landscapers really have been wanting to get this in. They're getting it on specs. So we do have 200. It's been very difficult to find this liner. This is a liner that we have to purchase in. And we finally got some a year ago or so and been able to get them the size. So this is kind of collage of what we have in our quick ship. You know, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through them individually, but take a look at this. This gives you photos. Scroll down a little bit. So we have some pines. We have some. There's a few topgraph lilacs sitting there. There's some Schmargards that are really nice and heavy. Those are on. Hemlocks, and we even have some B grade spruce. So and regular grade spruce. So I think it's a good little palette of material. This is all stuff that we were trying to do some last minute clearing in some fields. So we did that just before we could stop digging. They've been on the quick chip. Remember, you can find it's a Q code in the code, and it's on the container inventory report for Huron. So take a look at that, and we'd like to start getting these moved out to the wholesale crowd if we can. All right, Spirea Gold Mound. This is the two, right, Cheryl?
Yeah.
I'm not going to
assume.
assume.
So sorry.
I'm not going to assume anymore. But the 2 gallon here looks really good. We have 3s available.
Yes, we do have.
So we got a 2, we got a 3. This usually is a price point plant. We continue to do it, even though we think we got a little bit better genetics in the Proven Winner brand. We're still doing these because we have some price conscious people out there on the especially in the landscape market. So they're looking fantastic. You're getting really good quality, well over our 10-inch spec in a 2, and the 3s are just as nice. They're pushed out. So we're in business on these Spirea. So see what you can do there. A little bit different, double play red, and then go ahead and go to the next one, double play doozy. So both these are very similar. This is the next year crop, but you can see how well they pushed through the heat here. So we're going to start rolling these on. We were temporarily booked. We were booked out and I think shipped out. But now we're into the 23 crop, so we're able to put those back on or get them on. And you can see there we got really good foliage color. That's what's fantastic about these. And they do repeat bloom when they start to bloom. So we got good numbers of those, something that's been in demand. So hopefully you can lead out with that. Spirea Glow Girl. This is a yellow Spirea that blooms white. It'll have a white bloom on it. Doesn't really tend to repeat bloom. It's a Betula type. So it just blooms one time. But the nice thing about Glow Girl is you get that yellow foliage all year. So if you're looking for something with a white flower, when it does bloom here coming up, it's very showy. You can see little greenish pearl blooms in there, and those will pop white and cover that whole plant. And the bloom lasts for quite a while. You can get about 3 to 4 good weeks out of that bloom, and then that's it. And then the gold foliage will push up through it, and you'll have the gold foliage the rest of the year.
We have 700 available, and they are loaded with buds.
Okay, so you got 700 available. Spirea Yeti. So you can see here how these look. This is probably not a very well-known plant. It comes out of northern breeding, hence the name Yeti. So it's very, very tough. It's really adaptable. We kind of brought this on really to push up north, or kind of for our northern tiers, but it does also perform very well when it gets hot. So it's a wide range. It's very adaptable. That's kind of where we brought these on. But see what you can do with that one there, and look at that. That's today's photo. So the foliage is looking fantastic. Spirea Little Spark. So this is first edition. You can see there kind of have a golden to orange foliage, and this is a plant, I've talked about it before. It gets kind of that neon-y pink flower. So that's what's really cool about this, and it does repeat bloom. So that's a good one there to go out with. Syringa dark purple. We showed you these before. last week. There's still quite a few there left to go. We had some decent orders ship out last week, but you can see how far they've progressed. So last week, the flower bud was tight, but you saw a lot of color. Now you see them starting to open. Still good to ship next week. You're still going to land them in good shape, but really, if you want to take advantage of that flower, you got to get them on trucks next week. So that's very important, and that's just not ours here. That's Avon's. They're all about the same. So those dark purples are really starting to go. Next will be Miss Kim. So Miss Kim will be the next one to start to bloom, but Miss Kim will be right on the heels of dark purple. So they're going to go boom, 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 and then we're out of business for a little bit, and then this one will start repeat blooming as we get into the mid-June or into June. We'll get its repeat bloom started. So Taxus Hicksii. So we do have 15 gallons. These are great looking plants. I mean, they're nice, heavy, full flushing. I mean, those things are just going to really wow people as you send them out. You can see there we're over a 36-inch spec, and we have 500 of them. So we got good depth. So obviously this 15-gallon is re-wholesale landscape. So, talk to them if did they get B&B in, did they get shorted, wherever they are, make sure they know that we have these containers. We're one of the few that actually produce Taxus in larger containers. Most other places either field pot them or ball them, but we figured out how to grow this thing really nice in a container, and it's a real nice package. So, drum roll. So Thuja Green Giant. So I don't know how this happened, but it happened, and you shouldn't question good things in life too much. So these came in from a supplier down south. So far we've landed 680 of them. You can see there how nice they are. Their misfortune, they had a contract that fell apart. I won't go into the details, but we were able to take advantage of it. So that's what they look like. They're very consistent, very nice. They'll go on loads really well. You never know when you bring things in if they're going to be the quality that you expect. Sometimes, especially from some of these growers that do more box store stuff. But they did a nice job with these, and they look really good. So, all right, Viburnum tricompacta. So just wanted to show you here how well it's flushing. It's really pushing out there. These things look. This is the time of year to ship these. They look great this time of year. When it gets more towards summer, so this plant stops growing, it hardens up. And the foliage starts to look a little rougher when you get into August, September. That's just the nature of this plant. It's going to be flowering here pretty soon, so that'll be coming up. We've been short on this one. We do have bookings on this still. You still got some stuff booked, plus we got some availability. So Weigelia Stunner, this is another one here that's you can see there we're starting to get blooms turned on. They're starting to bloom. It's, we have a lot of these. These are on the special that Danny threw out there. And I won't go into a lot of details with that, but if you're not understanding how that special works, you can reach out to Danny on it. But Weigelia Spilled Wine, you can see there how well these are turning on. It's probably one of the best crops of spilled wine we've produced in a long time. So, sell with confidence on this one. We still have a lot of availability on it, but that's okay to some degree because, this is a plant that the next crop really won't be ready till we get into summer. So that's why we have so many, but the number is a little high. So it's a great plant to focus on and show people how nice they look. And you can see in there, they're starting to get some blooms going. So we're starting to get a little more interest. And wine and rose is the last one. So you can see there. This one does have a couple sporadic, but it won't really get going for another week or so, maybe 2 weeks to really where it starts blooming. But you can see there how nice the plant looks, full of foliage. So that should be a good plant to go on.